come to child's pose. So big toes together and then knees wide all together, whichever you prefer. So I know some of you, your hips feel funny when you've got them wide. So big toes together, then just gently bringing the bottom back to the heels and then walk the hands forward. And let the elbows rest on the floor. So we're just taking quite a relaxed child's pose, Balasana, and then melting the chest towards the floor, bringing the forehead onto the ground. Close the eyes. And then take a deep inhale through the nose, keeping the arms relaxed, the jaw relaxed, and then exhale out through the mouth, releasing everything. Again, in through the nose. And out through the mouth. Once more in through the nose. And out through the mouth. Gently start opening the eyes and then walk your hands back towards the body. If you can, take the knees wide now if you didn't, or just take them or keep them together if you prefer hands on knees, that's an option. Otherwise, knees are wide, still with the big toes together. And if you can, bring the palms to the ground with the fingers pointing back towards you. Or if that's too much, create fists or hands on the knees or the thighs. And then just a gentle lean forward. So you're reaching into the, stretching into the wrists, looking up. And we'll take a deep inhale through the nose. We're taking lion's breath. That cleansing breath. Inhale through the nose, keeping the eyes open. And as you exhale, it's a really exaggerated audible exhale. Stick the tongue out. Again, in through the nose. And as you exhale, you can look up just between the eyebrows, but again, sticking the tongue out. Really letting go, releasing, and almost a slight force out. Once more. Inhale through the nose and out through the mouth with the tongue sticking out. You've got your fingers pointing backwards, just gently turn them around and come to all fours, bringing the wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips, and really checking that you've got those fingers spread. And we'll take a few cat-cows. So as you inhale, dip the tummy, looking up towards the ceiling with the bottom, just pushing up. And then as you exhale, curving, arching the back up towards the ceiling, slight tuck at the bottom, chin to chest. Inhale to cow, really feeling the spine moving, looking up if it's okay on the neck. Exhale, slight tuck at the chin, arching the back up. Take a few more with your breath, moving as slow or as fast as you feel to. And then make the next one the last one, coming back to neutral. Start moving the hips to the right, and then if you can, all the way back to the heels and the feet, or in that direction, and then over to the left. Inhale, come forward, so the shoulders come slightly ahead of the wrists. Exhale, moving round again to the right, back towards the heels. Bottoms moving, and then the hips moving to the left. Shoulders slightly ahead of the wrists. So very slow if you can, actually, trying to make these movements slow. So sometimes subtle does get you, subtle and slow gets you a bit deeper. You can just feel all the kind of minutiae feelings. And then change direction. So bringing the hips to the right and then forward, over to the left, back towards the heels, round, the front. Starting to bring the breath in and out through the nose and then back to center. So again, just checking you've got those fingers well spread. Start engaging the core and then inhale, reach the left arm up towards the ceiling, look up towards it if it's comfortable. Exhale, thread the left arm, the top of the hand underneath the right arm. And then if you can, bringing that left shoulder and left ear to the ground. Threading the needle, and then option, if you want to walk the right hand forward slightly, so it's reaching towards the top of the mat. Keep the breath coming in and out through the nose. And then if you've got your right arm, if you've slid it forward, bring it back so it's almost underneath the right shoulder, and then inhale, bring the left arm back out, reach up towards the ceiling. Exhale, lower back down to the mat. Inhale, right arm reaches up towards the ceiling, gaze follows. Exhale, bringing the top of the right hand underneath the left arm, and then that right shoulder and right ear towards the ground. You will stay here with the left hand planted almost under the left shoulder, or start reaching that left arm towards the top of your mat. Taking deep breaths. And then bringing the left hand back if you had it stretched. And then inhale, reach that right arm back out up towards the ceiling. Exhale to the ground. Then walk the hands forward slightly. Curl the toes under, just coming back into a squat. So if you can, just come into a squat here and then just take movement quite organic into the feet. So you're stretching into the feet, moving the knees in one direction and then the other. And then come back to all fours. Step the right foot to the front of the mat. So again, remember you can take your right hand behind the right calf to help bring it to the front. Have the hands on the floor, so the right hand's on the outside of the right foot, and then reach the chest forward and just see if you can lower that left hip. Left toes are uncurled. Or if you're firmly curled under, go for that. And then bring the hands to the top of the right thigh. Again, stay there. Or option now, inhale, reach the arms up. Relax the shoulders down and the palms are facing one another. So feel that lift out of the waist, out of the hips. Exhale, lower the hands back to the mat and then come back to all fours. Just take a child's pose or puppy dog, Balasana. Inhale up and then step the left foot forward. So again, option to take the left hand behind the left calf, to bring the left foot forward. Hands on the ground to begin with as you reach chest through. And just see if you can lower the right hip. Bring the hands to the top of the left thigh. And on the next inhale, option to bring the arms reaching up with the palms facing one another. Glide the shoulders down. And then exhale, lower. Taking the left knee back, walk the hands slightly forward, checking that they're shoulder distance apart, fingers spread, and then curl the toes under. Push the bottom up, coming into downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Take walk the dog, so bending one knee at a time, but really, really reaching the bottom up towards the ceiling, so you can really feel the length through the back. Checking that the palms are flat on the ground. Take a deep inhale through the nose, and once more again out through the mouth. And then with the knees bent, walk them to the front, walk your feet to the front of the mat. Hang heavy, feet hip distance apart in forward fold, Uttanasana. And either, so you can have your knees generously bent here, you can either have your hands on the floor or on the shins or the thighs. And then bend the left knee and reach the right arm up towards the ceiling, just taking a forward fold twist. Exhale, lower the right hand. Straighten the left knee, bend the right knee as you inhale, reaching the left arm up towards the ceiling. Exhale, lower the left arm. Inhale, come up halfway. So again, hands can either be on the ground, so your torso is parallel with the ground, or they can be on the tops of the thighs, elbows hugging into the body. And then on the next inhale, slowly rise up. Take a breath into Tadasana. And then bring the feet together. Inhale, sweep the arms wide. Sorry, you can't quite see. Bring in the arms up to prayer. Look up if it's comfortable. Exhale, lower the prayer through the chest and then release the arms back by the side. Inhale, reach up. Look up. Exhale, bring prayer through the chest and release once more. Inhale up. Exhale, bring down through the chest. Take the feet hip distance apart, left hand to the chest, right arm, reaching back at shoulder height behind you, and gaze follows if it's comfortable. Inhale, back to center, right hand to the chest. Exhale, extending the left arm back behind you and looking back. Keep the jaw and the shoulders relaxed. Check that you're not looking at your knees. And then inhale, come back to center. Bring the feet together, so big toes together, heels slightly apart. And then inhale, reach the arms up, palms are facing one another. Sorry, you can't see again. And then exhale, start sitting back into chair, Utkatasana, and bring the arms down so the palms face the ground. Weight slightly in heels here. Really use the core to move through. So as if you're pulling that tummy button back towards the spine. Inhale up, reach up, palms face one another. Exhale, sit back into chair, Utkatasana, palms face the ceiling. Sorry, floor. Inhale now, option to come onto the tiptoes as you reach up, palms facing one another. Exhale, stay on the tiptoes or keep with the first option. Bring the arms down into Utkatasana, squeeze the inner thighs together. Inhale, staying on the ball of the toes up. Exhale, sitting back into chair Utkatasana. Really use the core to hold you here and then transition once more up. Exhale, chair Utkatasana, and then release. Take the arms wide and then bring the right arm over the left and reach for the opposite shoulder, shoulder blade, bringing the elbows up to chest height. Inhale, arms wide. Exhale, left arm over the right, again reaching for opposite shoulder blade. Inhale, wide. Either stick with that first option, otherwise right over left, and then you bring to the right side, elbow slightly over the left arm, either bringing the back of the palms to touch all the way around, and then just bringing those elbows to chest height. Take the feet hip distance here. Inhale, elbows up towards the ceiling. Exhale, bring them towards the chest and the chin towards the chest. If you're feeling it, you might want to take a forward fold. I'm going for that today. Otherwise, stay stood up. And then on the next inhale, if you're all the way down or wherever you are, come back to center. Inhale, arms wide. Exhale, left over the right, either reaching for opposite shoulder or backs of the palms touch or fronts of the palms. So you've got that full twist with the arms if you're going for the palms touching. And then again, inhale, elbows up. Exhale, elbows towards the chest, chin to chest. Curving in, curving the back, an option again with the knees bent to forward fold all the way down if that feels, if you want to. Feels a good stretch, otherwise stay more upright standing, but curving in. Inhale, come up. Exhale, release. Bring the hands to the hips. Big toes once more together, heels slightly apart. And we'll take Garudasana, eagle legs. So sitting back this time as if on a high stool. And then we'll lift the left leg up, so exaggerated up and over. And then stepping the left foot to the outside of the right foot, moving the knees to the center, hold. Again, the core's engaged, but really feel like you're gliding the shoulder blades down the back. And get that fixed point of focus. Inhale up. Exhale, sit back as if onto a high stool, and then exaggerated lift of the right leg up and over, right toes sitting on the outside of the left foot. Inhale up. Either stick with that option, otherwise exhale, sit into the high stool, left leg comes up and over, and this time if you want to, see if you can wrap that left foot around the right calf, and then bring the knees to the center, to your midline, as if that line's going from top to bottom. Have a fixed point to focus on, keep with the breath, check you're not holding the breath. Squeezing the legs together, and release. Take a breath into Tadasana, and then hands back to the hips, sit back as if onto a high stool, and then this time right over the left, and again option to keep the right toes on the floor, the outside of the left foot, otherwise trying to wrap the right foot around the left calf, and again trying to bring those knees to the midline. And release. Come to the tops of your mats if you're not already there. Take a breath into Tadasana. Just relax the arms, palms face forward, and then hands to the hips. Step the left foot back as far as you can, so 3.5, 4 feet. Staying on the ball of the left foot, and both your feet should be pointing towards the top of your mat. And then bend that right knee, checking that it's above the ankle or coming back towards you. And then lift, so pushing out of the ball of the left foot. So you feel a lift from the pelvis area as well. Stay here, or inhale, reaching the arms up, palms facing one another into high Anjali Asana. Keeping the chest above the pelvis, feeling length through that back leg, then up the torso and up the arms. Exhale, turn the lower and turn that left foot out, so the sole of the left foot's on the floor, torso and hips are still facing forward. Bring the palms together and look up towards those palms if it's comfortable, otherwise look ahead. Coming into Warrior One, Virabhadrasana One. Keep with the breath. And then exhale, bring the arms and reach them in opposite direction, shoulder height. Into Warrior Two, so your chest now and your torso facing alongside of your mat. But then the gaze follows towards your front right fingers. The bend in the right knee, left leg straight. And then inhale, release, turn the right foot in. So have a look, feet should be parallel, toes slightly turned in, hands to the hips. And then inhale, reaching the chest up towards the ceiling. Exhale, lower down. Forward folding into Prasarita Padottanasana. And again, hands can either stay on the tops of the thighs here, the shins, or if they can and don't want to, reach the floor. And then inhale, reach the right arm up towards the ceiling, keeping the hips facing down if you can, level. Gaze follow, so the twist is really coming from your torso area. Exhale, lower that right hand down. Inhale, reaching the left arm up towards the ceiling. Again, twist is coming more from the torso area, so try to keep the hips level. Exhale, that left arm back down. Inhale, come up halfway, so the torso is parallel with the ground. Take an inhale and exhale. And then on your next inhale, slowly rise up, hands to the hips. Turn the left foot to the back of your mat, so we're taking up that sequence to the back, the other side, and then come onto the ball of your right foot. So you're planting your left foot, left knee's bent, again those checks, and then you're on the ball of the right foot, both feet are pointing in the same direction. Push out of that right foot so you feel a lift through the pelvis and hips. And then inhale, reach the arms up, coming into high Anjali Asana, and palms are facing each other. Exhale, lower the right foot in a slight turn out, coming into Warrior One, Virabhadrasana One, bring the palms together, and gaze is either ahead or looking up towards those palms. Keeping deep inhales and exhales in and out through the nose. And then exhale, again coming into Warrior Two, so reach those arms in opposite direction, torso turns to face the long side of the mat. And if you can, you might be able to bend and go deeper into that left knee. Gaze looks towards your front left fingers. Back right leg is straight. With the breath. And then inhale, straighten that left leg, turn the left toes in. Release the arms down for a moment. Again, we'll take a forward, wide-legged forward fold. So feet are parallel, toes slightly turned in. This time, reach the arms to shoulder height or keep them on the hips if you prefer. Inhale, chest up. Exhale, really reaching the chest forward as you hinge from the hips. And then you might want to bring the hands to the outside of your feet or to the ground. And really feel length as you inhale, length through the back of the legs and your back. And as you exhale, just see if you can forward fold in a little more. And then again, inhale, come up halfway, reach the arms out if you've got them extended. Hold for an inhale and an exhale. And on the next inhale, slowly rise up. Heel toe the feet together. Take a breath into Tadasana. And then inhale, reach the arms up and sit back into chair, Utkatasana, bringing the weight ever so slightly into the heels. Pause, engage, and a slight tuck of the tailbone. So just notice if you have a tendency to stick the bottom out, just tuck slightly. You'll feel the difference in your lower backs there as well, supported more. Holding, keep the breath. Squeezing the inner thighs together. And release. Hands to the hips, we'll take tree, Vrikshasana. So we'll start with the left leg as your standing leg, plant that left foot. As always, right foot can start on the floor, so the toes, right toes on the floor, right heel just above the left ankle. Get that fixed point of focus either ahead of you on the floor or on a wall. And an option to bring that right foot up to the left calf or the top of the left thigh, just avoiding your knee joints and moving the right knee out to the side. And stay on the hips or bring to prayer at the chest. Stay with prayer at the chest today. You can really take note of that standing leg and just feel the foot grounding. The left leg, just length through that left leg. And then length through the torso, shoulders again, relaxing down and release. Take a breath. Take to the other side, start with your hands on your hips, planting down through your right foot, left toes to the floor with the left heel slightly above the ankle, moving that left knee out. Once you've got your fixed point of focus, option to bring that left foot to the right calf or the top of the right thigh. Once you've established in the pose, or if you're falling out, come back in, bring the hands to prayer at the chest, really feeling all the fingers connecting, palms pushing into one another, trying to just check that your chest and your torso is facing forward still. And then really feel that four corners in that standing, that right foot. And then length through the right leg. And the torso, the back. And release. And again, more to the tops of your mats if again you're not already there. Hands to the hips and again step the left foot back, coming into high Vinyasa once more. The right knee's bent. You're on the ball of the left foot with both feet facing forward, chest and hips facing forward. Inhale, arms up, palms facing one another. And this time, option to take a twist. If you're not feeling that, stay there here. Otherwise, reach the left arm forward and right arm back at shoulder height. And then option, if you can, either just let the gaze look forward where it falls, or you could look a little bit more towards that back right hand. Keep with the breath. Inhale, arms up. We'll come into warrior one. So spin the left foot down and slightly out. Hands to prayer. Reach up out of the waist as the hips and the chest face forward. Look up. Exhale, lower hands to the hips. Come back onto the ball of the left foot. And however many steps to bring that left foot to the top of the mat. Release. Notice if the two sides are feeling different, two sides of the body. Hands back to the hips. And step the right foot all the way back, so 3.5, 4 feet, coming into high Vinyasa. So you're on the ball of your right foot. The feet are facing forward, the hips are and the chest is. Inhale, arms up, palms facing each other. Lifting out of the hips and the waist. You can stay here, or again, option to take a twist. So reach the right arm forward, left arm back. Keep with your breath, inhale and exhales out through the nose, trying to extend them in length. And then on the next inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, spin the right foot down and out, coming into warrior one, Virabhadrasana one, bringing the palms together into prayer. And then exhale, lower the hands to the hips, come onto the ball of the right foot, and again, however many steps to bring that right foot to the top of the mat. Take a breath. Coming to our last standing pose, Eagle Garudasana. So start with the arms out, this time at shoulder height. And then sit back as if onto that high stool. Inhale, left leg up and over. So option to either keep the left foot on the floor on the outside of the right foot, or wrapping the left foot around the right calf. And then bringing the arms right over the left, so they can either reach for the shoulders, back of the palms together, or fronts of the palms together. Have that fixed point of focus, keep with the breath, squeezing the thighs together, bringing the back, the top of the back slightly back. So if you notice that you're coming, leaning towards the floor, just trying to bring it up a bit more right. And release, take a breath into Tadasana. Arms back out wide, feet together, sit back into that high stool. And then right leg up and over. The right toes either sit on the floor on the outside of the left foot or wrapping around the calf. And the knees to the midline. And then begin bringing the arms left over right, either to the opposite shoulder, backs of the hands or palms meeting. Keep breathing. And release. Come to the tops of your mats, interlace the hands behind your back. Feet at hip distance, and then reach the hands and arms back down past your bottom, reaching the chest up towards the ceiling, taking a slight back bend. And then exhale, bending the knees all straight up to you as you come forward into forward fold, but reaching those interlaced hands up towards the ceiling. Bringing the weight slightly into the front of the feet, and then release the hands down, stepping back into downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. So hands, just checking those palms are well planted with the fingers spread. Feet are hip distance apart and hands are shoulder distance apart, and really stretch that back by pushing the bottom up towards the ceiling. This time see if you can start trying to move the heels more towards the ground. Inhale through the nose and again out through the mouth here, just to release those standing poses, and then come down onto the knees. We'll take lizard pose, Uttanapishtasana. So you're on all fours, and then step the right foot to the outside of your right hand. And then wiggle and lengthen that left leg back. Check if your knee's turning out. If it is, just let the foot go in the same direction. So your right knee and right foot should be tracking in the same direction. If it's too much on the palms, great fists. Next option, if those want to take it a bit more, make it more of a strengthening pose, you can curl the left toes under and lift that right knee off the ground. All the while you're reaching the chest through. We'll stay here high in lizard today rather than taking the forearms down. And lower that left knee if it's raised and curl the toes. Very gingerly coming back. Just take a quick child's pose, whether with the knees together or apart. Reaching the bottom back towards the heels. And this time trying to lift the elbows off the ground, making it a bit more active. And then come forward again once more to all fours, and then take lizard to the other side. So stepping your left foot to the outside of the left hand. Again, check the direction the knee's pointing in. Ideally, it's pointing forward, but some of us it tends to turn out. So let the left foot follow in the direction of the knee. Wiggle the right hip a little bit so you can get length and extend that right leg back. Reaching the chest through. Again, option if you prefer to create fists with the hands. And then option to curl the right toes under and lift that right knee off the ground. Again, you're trying to imagine you're bringing the shoulder blades together and then moving down the back towards the waist as you reach the chest through. Otherwise, right knee staying on the ground. This is already a big hip opener. And then gently release that right knee down, uncurl the toes. Once more, take child's pose, Balasana. Elbows off the ground as you melt the chest and the forehead to the floor and the bottoms reaching back towards the heels. And inhale, slide through, so you're coming into Sphinx, onto your tummy. Elbows under the shoulders, forearms are parallel. And it once more, wiggle the hips just so you can lengthen the legs further back. Get the length through the back. Relax the shoulders, gazes forward. And then as you lower, you'll just bring the hands back below the shoulders. Forehead to the ground, hands are under the shoulders with the palms facing on, touching the ground. And then inhale, peel up so you come up about 10 centimeters. Look for gazes forward, coming into low Bhujangasana Cobra. Exhale, lower the forehead back down. Either stay at that height when we raise again. Inhale, peel the head and the chest up. Or you could take it a bit higher, begin straightening the arms, look up, but really tune into lower back. And as you lower, you're hugging those elbows in as if they're trying to point backwards. Once more, to whichever height, those that want to go the full height and straighten the arms, do so. Inhale up. Exhale, lower back down. And then come back up once more. We'll take puppy dog, so hips above the knees, and then walk the arms forward. The hips are high this time, and then melt the head and chest to the ground. And then walk the hands back, coming to seated. Extend the legs in front of you. Feet are flexed, pointed up towards the ceiling. And then bring the right foot to either the inside of the left calf or the top of the left thigh. And then trying to work that right knee down. Just check that the left toes are flexed, pointed up to the ceiling. Turn the torso to face that outreach to left leg. Inhale the arms up, arms face one another. And then exhale, really feel like you're reaching the chest forward. So you're really reaching out of the waist. And then let the arms fall naturally somewhere. So for some, they may reach the foot, or on the outside and the inside of the calf, or further up, especially those with lower back things going on, just really tune in, and the hips in this one. And then wherever you are, keep the breath. So inhale, feel length. Exhale, just see if you can melt anywhere that's feeling tight. Inhale, length. Those that are super flexible, bringing your chest towards that left knee, head towards the left shin. And then on the next inhale, come back upright. Keeping the legs as they are, bring the sole of the right foot to the ground, so the right knee is now pointing to the ceiling, and then take the left arm around the outside of that right knee. And then the right hand just on the floor behind you. Very light support though, just check you're not loading into that back right hand. Sit up tall on the inhale, exhale, twist towards the right shoulder. Feel the twist coming again from the torso. And then back to center, change sides. So extend the right leg, right toes flexed, and then left foot either to the inside of the calf or the top of the right thigh. Inhale again, just turn the torso to really face that right leg. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, really reaching forward. If you're trying to reach your chest towards the right foot. And then let the hands fall either on the floor or to the foot. And then inhale, feel length, especially through the back of that right leg and your back. Exhale, lower. Inhale, length. Exhale, let go of any resistance. One more breath. And on the next inhale, come up. Keep the legs as they are, but bring the sole of the left foot to the ground. So we're coming into the twist on this side. Wrapping the right arm around the outside of the left knee. And then left hand just touching the floor. Inhale, length. Exhale, twist. So really trying to get the twist to come from your abdomen. And looking back towards that left shoulder. Inhale, length. Exhale, twist. Inhale, length. Last one, twist. Inhale, back to center. Bring the soles of the feet together, coming into Baddha Konasana, so they can either be further away from the body or closer. Inhale up, and you can stay here, otherwise we're as if we're trying to bring the head towards the feet and really curving in towards, so an exaggerated curve in this time. And then inhale up. And to bring the feet to the top of your mat, so we're going to roll back onto our back. So just check that you've got the rest of the mat to roll back onto. Feet are planted, and either come down as we do often now, or with control, lowering as slow as you can using the core. And then onto the back. Feet still on the ground, and walk them closer towards the bottom. Feet and knees are hip distance apart. We're taking bridge, so arms are down by the side of the body with the palms on the ground. Take that slight tip of the chin to feel length through the back of the neck. Planting the feet but not gripping. Inhale, start peeling the pelvis up, the lower back, mid back, and upper back until you're on the tops of the shoulders, or the top of the back, or in that down, whichever height is working. Exhale, lower and reverse, really trying to feel like you can feel all those vertebrae in the back, lowering one at a time. Inhale again up. Keeping the knees not so parallel, not splaying out. Exhale, imagine you squeezing a ball between the thighs. Once more. Inhale up. Exhale, lower. And then bring the knees to the chest, whether they're together or foot wider apart. Hands under the knees and just take a slight rock to side. And then bring the feet back down to the ground. This time, knees and feet are close together, and reach the arms out on the floor, shoulder height, so you're in that T shape. And just again, slight tuck of the chin. Take the right knee, cross it over the left leg, so it's as if you've got your legs crossed, really. And then take the legs over to the left. And the final option is to look towards your right hand. Starting to let the breath return to its natural rhythm. And then inhale, bringing everything back to center. And cross the legs and take the left leg over the right, so across in that direction. Again, slight tuck of the chin, and then move the legs over to the right. And then look towards the left hand. Inhale back to center and cross the legs. An option again to bring the knees to the chest and rock side to side, or otherwise happy baby. So you bring the knees as if you're bringing the knees towards the shoulders, and then reach the feet up towards the ceiling. So your legs are almost on a 90-degree or moving towards a 90-degree angle. And then you can hold the legs behind the thighs, or reach the outside of the feet with each hand and rock side to side. Yeah, feels great. And then slowly release everything, coming into Shavasana. So lengthen the legs on the floor, let the legs just flop open wider than your hips, and the feet flop open to the sides, so outwards. Arms, take them wider than your shoulders, palms facing the ceiling, close down the eyes, and again, just tuck the chin slightly. Deep inhale through the nose. And again, that exaggerated audible exhale out through the mouth, just letting go. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. Once more, in through the nose. Out through the mouth. Keep the eyes closed. We'll stay here just for a minute. Tune into the breath. Just moving it to its natural rhythm now. And just notice the natural pause after the inhale. And then once more, notice that pause after the exhale. Concentration there, or you focus there. And the inhale, the natural pause after you take your inhale. Forcing, just notice the natural pause. And once again, as you exhale, just keeping with the breath and those natural pauses after each inhale and each exhale. And then just letting the body grow heavy and releasing and relaxing. As always, is the option to stay here and just stay for another 5-10 minutes and stay with that focus of the breath and the pauses. And those of you, and then I'll just close you out of the meeting so you're not there. You're still on your mat with the breath. Otherwise, begin wiggling the toes, wiggling the fingers, stretch the palms, stretch the feet, clench them all, stretch, and then take a full body stretch, reaching the arms above the head, feet away in opposite directions, stretch, stretch, stretch. And then bend the knees, bringing the feet to the ground, roll over onto whichever side feels best. Stay there for a moment. No, some of you prefer just to come up to seated. If you are at seated, just stay with your eyes closed or gaze on the floor. And then nose on your sides, bring the top arm over with that top hand on the floor, just to push you up and come into seated. Namaste.